Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today is the update for Panda palettes. Last month wasn't the best update. I had barely any progress. I didn't really touch my palette. This month is the same. I could go on and on about this, but I just have not touched my palette. I'm working on my ABH Norvina palette. It is in this packaging, and this is what it looks like. I did not touch it. Maybe I touched the gold now that I think about it, but that's it. I did not touch it. I don't feel drawn to this palette anymore. It is time that we change it up a little bit because this isn't working. Clearly I'm just not using this palette, so these updates are gonna be stupid if I don't even touch this palette. So I think I'm gonna depot this palette, and by this palette I mean like 3 shades out of this palette. The gold, the rose gold, oh that's rose gold, and then this dazzling one. Those are the only shades that I honestly care about. So I'm gonna take those out. I'm probably gonna put them in my, what is that called? Lilo Cosmetics 1-Up palette. If you've seen that video, I've depotted, I've destroyed that, and then I've put different shadows in the empty pans. So that'd be perfect. I can put these in there. Now I did also do a companion palette with some Glam Shop singles. I will show you a before of that. And here is what that palette is currently looking like. I've only really been using this shadow. This was a matte beige that came out of my Beauty Bay Naked Tutorials palette. I have re-hit pan on this shadow, I can see now. Don't think that was there before, but I've hit pan on this before. It's a very soft formula, so it squished down to not having pan anymore, and I have pan again. That's not exciting at all. So here is the thing. I've been thinking about Panda palette for next year. Now I know I cannot finish an entire palette. That's just not in my power. I get bored so easily. I wish I could. I wanted to, but I don't think it's there for me. Not the remainder of this year, not next year, I think. So I've been thinking about what I want to work on next year, because clearly I was not using the palette that I'm working on now. So I'm like already thinking ahead of like, what do I want to do for next year? But I think maybe I could use the remainder of this year to just cycle through some palettes, get some feel for them, and then decide on what to do next year. Also, I would just want your guys' opinion. Please just let me know what you want to let me know. But here's some options. I could go for my oldest palette, and my oldest palette are actually 4 palettes right now, and they're from ColourPop. So I have 4 that are about, they came into my collection around the same time. These are all very old. I think I got them in like 2018, 19, possibly. So I have the Nude Mood, which looks like this. I finished up one shadow and this one fell out. So there is that. Neutrals. Then there is the Aha Honey. Some yellows. Love those. Really like my yellows. Then I have the Miss Bliss, which is oranges and pinks. The Aura and Out, which honestly I have not used a ton. Greens, some yellows, some mints. And the In a Trance. And this one also I don't really use a whole lot. So there's that. I've been looking at those palettes. The only one that really excites me is the Honey. But am I gonna wear yellow all year round? I don't think so. So I don't think that's the best option. I could do them as companion palettes and like switch them out, or like work on this neutral palette and then have one of the other 4 as a companion. I don't really know. I'm not sold on that idea. There's also part of me that wants to go through all of my ColourPop shadows because these pop out, and possibly declutter some because there's shadows in these palettes that I just don't love, so they can leave and then work on the remainder of the shadows. It's an option, okay? Nothing is set in stone. I haven't made up my mind. I'm just throwing all the ideas out there, and you can let me know what you think is a good idea. I don't know. I also have the ColourPop Lizzie McGuire palette, by the way. That's equally as old, with a lot of shades, especially the purples and the pinks, that I don't really use. So I don't know. So that's option 1, 2, 3, and 4, I guess. I don't even know how many options I gave you there, but there's that. Then I could also work on my Zoeva palette. So I have 3 of these. I think after my ColourPop palettes, these are the oldest in my collection. They have been on the back of my mind for about the entire year, and I'm not really sure why. I haven't really used them a lot. This is the white one. There's that. The dark, I guess dark chocolate one is this one, and the caramel one. So you can see I have a few pans in these palettes. They're deep shadows. There's like 1.5 grams in each of these pans, so they're big pans. But then I've worked on one shadow from the white one in my Panless eyeshadows, and I did not like the formula. So I don't know if I would want to work on this formula. I don't know. I also don't know which one I would choose, and doing all 3 is gonna be a lot. Obviously I will not be able to finish the palettes. It's mostly about hitting pan and getting some use out of them. What I'm also toying with is teapotting these, because across all of these palettes there's a lot of browns. Like the majority is browns, especially the matte. I feel like there's a lot of repeats or shades that are so similar that I don't need them. I don't know if these could be depotted, who knows, but I could do that and then work on the remainder of the shadows that I decide to keep and that I like. I could also do that. So there's options 5, 6, and 7 for you guys. I don't know how many options I gave you there again. And then, oh, that's not the last option. No, wait, let's do this one first. I could also do a mini palette. I have a quad here, the Viseart Peach Quad, that recently was in a project and I hit pan in all the shadows. And everyone this year is doing a mini panda palette. And I'm like, that's doable. But also it's only 4 shades, so is it gonna be boring very quick? I don't know. And then last option, I don't know why, but I'm drawn to this palette, is working on my Juvia's Place Magic Mini. Now this one looks like this. There's some shadows in here that I love so much. There's some color in here. That is nice. I don't think that I could finish this palette. There's also some shades in here that I would definitely not use. Like these darker shadows are so dry. I do not like them. The greens, not really my thing. But there's some options that I think I could definitely work on. I don't know. I don't know why I cannot let go of this idea of using up a palette, because clearly seen my progress the last 2 months. I'm not able to focus on one palette for a long period of time, but I still want to do it. I don't know what is wrong with me. I don't know. So is this video helpful? No. Do I have a plan? No. I can't even speak. That's how not of a plan I have. I don't even know what to tell you guys. I think for now, I am just gonna leave these palettes out. So these, I'll leave the Magic Mini out, and I have some ColourPop palettes in my pan, those eyeshadows anyway, so I'll leave some of those out, and I will just see what happens. I'll see what I'm drawn to. I will just cycle through them. Honestly, depotting these really feels like a good idea. Could I do that though? Would they break? Like sticking them in a palette, seeing the overlap in brown shades and just filtering those out, and also the stupid satin shadows that I hate, just get those out. Give me all the shadows that I actually like. I'm sorry, I'm just talking to my palettes. I might just do that before you have a chance to give me some advice on that, honestly. If I have something in my head, there's really nothing that is gonna get it out but for me to do it. So I might do that. I'm definitely gonna be taking out some shadows of that ABH palette and then discard of the rest. We're gonna let her go. I'm gonna film that. You know what? You may see me depot some other things in that video. Who knows? For now, I will just let you comment on what I have to do. Please help me out, because I don't know. I really hope that you can help me. No pressure, by the way, no pressure. Anyway, that was it for this video. Sorry it was a mess. I really do hope that you can help me out and let me know what you think I should do. And also that you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and you subscribe. And then I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.